Got a look from Dusty Hera earlier today. Said August 3rd is a Monday. All summer, I've been telling you that Duck Insider is back on August 1st. August 1st is a Saturday. August 3rd, you get Duck Insider back. For now, you're getting bonus hours of Happy Hour. You'll get it through the 31st of July, which is a Friday, which should be accurate. You'll get a Saturday, then a Sunday. Then you'll have Duck Insider regardless. On the airwaves of 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, on 105.1thefan.com, Odyssey.com. You will have Duck Insider when August begins. But until then, you've got us. I am really frustrated right now, Casey. I don't want to start off the show. You know, I like to be happy for Happy Hour. I like to bring positivity to this. This could be an all-time moment for England or for Argentina. Argentina going to back-to-back finals. England finally getting over on one of their rivals. I believe it is still 0-0. We're at halftime in this final semifinal of the World Cup for who gets a chance to play against Spain, the number 2 overall seed. Look at how much knowledge I've got about this tournament at this point. And what does Argentina do today? They show up wearing jerseys or kits, or whatever you want to call them, that are black with blue swirls? What are we even doing?
That's not the fit.
Put on your stupid white with sky blue stripes like you're supposed to be
Bring
wearing.
out the baby blue.
It's all you got to do. The white and the blues, the vertical stripe. It's your look. England looks good and they're all white. You're telling me that if one of them was wearing white and the other one's wearing half white, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart? I don't care. Figure something out. Even if you went black with blue vertical stripes, I don't care. What you're wearing right now is stupid, and I don't like it. I've only got as much knowledge as I've learned about the World Cup in the last month, and this is what you give me?
You're changing it up too quickly.
And they just look dumb. Argentina looks dumb. I was already rooting for England. Now I'm really rooting for England. But here's the thing. You go back and you watch those highlights. There's going to be clips of the greatest moments of English soccer, and this will be among them. At a quick glance, you won't know immediately that that's Argentina that they beat. You won't know that this is revenge for the hand of God. You won't know that they're...
those.
What's that?
I'm just seeing these for the first time live.
Are you have not seen these? Just came back on.
I don't like these at
That's
all.
because they look awful.
I'm not a fan.
It looks
like Cape Verde's colors.
Yeah, but it's like a weird paisley pattern that they've got on there. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know why they're doing it specifically to me, but it feels like a personal attack from the country of Argentina. Now, Argentina's got a mixed history. Did they allow some Nazis to come there and settle up from World War II? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to get into any of that. I don't want to make it anything else. This is an affront to people that are trying to get into this stupid sport. You're just making it very difficult. Let's go England.
And there's no reasoning behind it other than just not to be clashing colors.
I get that England is wearing their whites. I get that. Just baby blue with black stripes. I don't care. Just something where at a glance, because again, you'll have those montages of the last World Cup or what we're going to have for weeks and weeks, and you're going to have these quick flashes of the biggest moments of the tournament. We're going to be able to spot Norway because they wear their freaking flag across their chest, and it's going to be a big 6'5" blonde Viking out there with headers and whatever his kicks through the legs. Is it a nutmeg if you pass it, or is it also a nutmeg if you shoot it? I don't know. Whatever. It's both.
Both.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything. You've got enough of that today. You don't need that. I'm telling you that when you see the highlights of this game, you won't instantly recognize it as Argentina, and that is dumb. It's been a very good tournament so far. This game is 0-0 right now. I watched earlier a couple set pieces that were set up. I learned what that meant.
Nice.
I know. I felt pretty good about it. I couldn't tell you the difference between the set pieces, but I did see one, and I was like, there's a set piece.
But we like when jerseys have meaning. You know, the Oregon Ducks had their Grateful Dead jerseys. Again,
yeah, Oregon. Okay.
Seattle with their throwback to the Negro League jerseys.
Yeah, the steelhead, the Seattle steelhead.
We love when jerseys have meanings. When you just throw out a new color and say, hey, look at us. Look at how cool we look now.
Oregon has definitely had some misses. But in college football, you're getting other opportunities. The big problem is this is the biggest stage. This is the knockout round, the semifinals. You have a chance to go to your back-to-back World Cup. This is not a October game against Cal.
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing against Portland State this week and you can do whatever you want. This isn't like, oh, well, we're in the Big Ten now, we're playing Wisconsin, they're not that good, let's go Grateful, whatever. You don't wear the Grateful Ducks in the semifinals for a chance to go play for a national championship. You don't pull out the orange socks. You don't pull out the Lewis and Clark pointing across the thing for postseason games.
Mm-hmm.
This is as big as it gets. The world stage.
I'm with you there.
This is what you're telling me. This is supposed to be the greatest sport. What the hell are we wearing?
Did they wear it throughout the tournament?
I couldn't tell you. What am I supposed to do? Pay attention to everything? I'm just saying in this moment, throw on the classics.
I know they didn't wear it against Cabo Verde, so
they didn't wear this.
Yeah.
Because that's the one you watch.
Because that's.
I don't think they were against Egypt.
That's also Cabo Verde's colors.
Well, there you go. But against Egypt, I think they were wearing the stripes too. But against England, maybe it's just a slap at England going, you don't deserve
the regular
You know what?
kits.
Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Maybe they just slowly pulled off each finger of their leather glove, pulled it out, and slapped them in the face by wearing this garbage. So maybe it's gamesmanship. Maybe it's going to throw off the English team like Trump interfering with the red card situation threw off the U.S. I forgot how to kick soccer balls. Can you imagine that? All right, I'm done. I'm done with my soccer analysis. 0-0. We'll keep you up on the score. The beautiful thing about this is the second half just started. We'll get to watch the second half. You will get terrible analysis of it. If you'd like to listen to this while you watch the game, then you don't have to worry about us giving you bad commentary. But if you're just listening to this and ignoring the soccer match, we're not going to talk about it the whole time anyways, so you don't have to worry about that. Spain awaits the winner of this game. Hooray. Looked like that was a save by English keeper. All right. Did you watch the All-Star game last night? What was your take on, forget the world. Let's make it about America. Let's get Ray Charles out there. Let's put kids on bicycles pedaling through. We're going to sign the lineup card with a feather quill. It's the 250th anniversary of America. It's the, 93rd edition of the All-Star Game, I believe. I think the first one was 1933. You can double check that. Would make it 93 years. So you've got the Summer Classic going on. They probably skipped some because of 94 they wouldn't have had one. Okay. So
Since 1933.
No, I said 1933. Maybe my math was just wrong. So the 96th edition of the Summer Classic. Did you take a chance? Did you get out there and put yourself out to be entertained by baseball last night?
I watched the first two innings. I watched all the theatrics of the bikes and of the Ray Charles.
Yeah.
A little tear dripped down the eye a little bit.
That's a tough one, man. That was good.
It's hard not to be romantic about baseball.
It was.
It's one of those moments where you get fully encapsulated in the moment. You're watching Justin Verlander. Again, you've seen Justin Verlander age now in every All-Star game.
Yeah.
They pan to him.
And somehow Kate Upton has not aged at all.
Timeless.
I'll tell you what.
I loved it all. Helps that my boy Cody Bellinger got himself a
I'll tell you, you only needed to watch
MVP.
You only needed to watch the first two innings, and I will say the bottom half of the first, even though no runs were scored.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it twice now. Dylan Cease and Shea Langoliers talking with John Smoltz in the broadcast booth about his pitch selection as he strikes out he didn't strike out the side because he did have a walk. But the Freddie Freeman at bat might have been the most entertaining. All right, I think I'm going to go change up here. Oh, that's the number one strikeout. The swing and miss pitch for all season.
Freddie Freeman, when he gets on the mic, is just fun to listen to.
Well, but this is the pitcher and catcher are talking with the broadcast booth about how to pitch to Freddie Freeman, and they do it for the bottom of the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
It is so entertaining to watch. At one point, Dylan Cease just goes, "What do you think here?" And John Smoltz is advising the pitches to throw. The whole thing is just it was super entertaining. from a production standpoint and all of that. And I didn't watch every moment of the game. I was kind of dipping in and out of it, but I went back and watched a lot of it this morning. I went back and watched the whole Ray Charles thing again from start to finish. Listened to Patti LaBelle singing the national anthem this morning because I missed that last night. It was okay. Some people complaining about it, but come on. 82 years old,
Patti LaBelle
going out there belting that. Yeah, it wasn't Roseanne.
It's Patti LaBelle.
Please, just if it wasn't your favorite, I'm sorry. It was just fine.
Barbara Streisand didn't get out there. This is Patti LaBelle we're talking about.
Well, and then all the kids that were out there before, but yeah, the whole piece that was built before the bikes showed up, before Ray Charles started singing, and it was one of those. The hair on the back of my arm standing up again. As you kind of talk about it, the game was pretty much decided in the first. Cody Bellinger gets a 2-run RBI single, and then you had Ben Rice with another RBI in the first, I believe. And that was pretty much the game. Michael Vargas hit a home run in the 7th, but it was 4-0 wire-to-wire win for the American League. The American League was 1 strikeout shy of tying the All-Star Game record for strikeouts. They had 15 against the NL. The best teams in baseball, all in the National League. The National League's been beating up the American League all year, and then you get to the middle of the season, and you get there, and here's your summer break, boys. Oh, we're just going to whoop up on you. It was pretty uninteresting as far as the game goes, but cool moments. Ernie Clement got to get a little revenge on Andy Pajas with a little beat him out with the throw. If you remember, the big play last year in the World Series was Pajas robbing Clement, running over his left fielder to make one of the most spectacular World Series catches we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of revenge there. It was good production, good little moment. But here's the thing. It's over. It's over. We need to get to the business of baseball, man. The trade deadline is only a few weeks away. Got to take a look and figure out what these teams are going to do. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what you can expect from the Seattle Mariners to do. Jerry Dipoto said they're looking for buyer action. They're not looking to see what the sellers have to offer. They're looking to see what the buyers have. Can we make a little swapsy here, make both teams better? We'll take a look around Major League Baseball, see what the needs are for all the teams, for your teams, who we expect to be buyers, who we expect to be sellers. We'll take a look at that next, and then we'll get into some NFL. You're listening to a bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan. Well, contrary to popular belief, the Mariners have been movers and shakers at the deadlines. It's always funny to hear Seattle Mariners fans complain, we never do anything at the trade deadline. Last year, you had a Josh Naylor and a Eugenio Suarez. A couple years ago, you had Randy Arozarena. So the Mariners have been buyers at the trade deadline. The real challenge this year is, what are you willing to give up and what is available to get back? Makes things really interesting. So trade deadline is August 3rd. I believe it is 5 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern is the official time that will be. Hey, by the way, that's a Monday. That's when Duck Insider will actually return. That's why we've been saying that for weeks. We've never said August 1st. Back on August 3rd, but they will be back. But the trade deadline is one of those things where it can change things dramatically, but sometimes not making a change at all can change things dramatically because the pieces move around you. I don't know if you have any favorite trade deadline acquisitions or moves that have stuck in your head over the years, but last year the Mariners made two big moves that were big impact as you got into the postseason. This year, I think it's just a matter of getting guys right, getting guys healthy. Brendan Donovan was your big offseason acquisition. He hasn't been available. Josh Naylor was your big offseason re-signing. He has been terrible. Cal Raleigh was your big surprise last season, not just for the Mariners, but for the entire league. Took the league by storm. He's been injured and awful all season. Julio's usually good for a month where he just lights the world on fire and everybody goes, oh yeah, this guy is set to be one of the best players for the next decade. And then you remember, oh hell, he's only 24 years old right now and he's got all this service time in Major League Baseball. How is he this young still when we see that? So there's a lot of things the Mariners can do. But if you look at their lineup, they are desperate for what? It's a right-handed bat. Might need to use a little help in the bullpen.
Maybe a left-handed pitcher.
They've got a left-handed starter that's sitting in the minors, lighting it up. You've got a couple lefties. Jose Ferrer was another offseason acquisition that they got, who was throwing the ball 102, I believe, last Sunday, and looking like he was every bit the guy that they wanted. They've got Gabe Spires in the bullpen, so they've got some lefty in the back end, and they've got some people in the pipeline, but they've got all right-handed starting pitching. The other problem is they have 6 starting pitchers, and are they willing to move anybody to the bullpen, whether it's Luis Castillo or Emerson Hancock or somebody else? Would they be willing to move somebody and stick with the 5 starters? In the postseason, you're going to scramble guys around anyways, so who knows what they're going to do. But there was a name that popped up maybe a week and a half ago. Just played in the All-Star game, just hit a 490-foot shot in the home run derby that has been bandied about as the Mariners' dream situation. That's Wilson Contreras.
Interesting.
A right-handed bat that can mash. Here's the biggest problem. If you were not paying attention to the Boston Red Sox and what they did before the All-Star break, not only did they win 9 straight, they did it all on the road, and that puts them a half game out of the wild card right now. You've got a couple weeks, and they could implode coming off of this, but the likelihood of them being buyers versus sellers has completely flipped. You win 9 straight games, and you get on a heater like that. Is Sonny Gray still available? Is Wilson Contreras available? Now, if you look at them as a buyer, what are they looking for? Right-handed bats. If you look around the league, how many teams do you think are looking for right-handed hitting?
I'd assume a lot, since that NL lineup had how many lefties in it?
All lefty, just lefty.
Lefty, one righty, yep. And then Ozzie Albies, the switch hitter.
Switcher. But it is a lot of teams. Every dad that was out there going, oh man, we need more left-handed bats. There's so much right-handed pitching. You're going to be a lefty. You're going to come up this way. You're going to be a step closer to first base. There's been a big swing. Now dads are looking at it going, man, there's no right-handed hitting anywhere. Jordan Walker crushing it right-handed. But yeah, looking out there and going, all right, well, now everybody needs. So there may be a pendulum swing. There may be right-handed pitching or right-handed hitting that's coming up that isn't available right now. But at least for this moment in time, there's at least half a dozen teams that could be buying and are probably looking for right-handed hitting. And you know who one of them is? Boston Red Sox. So there goes that. Taylor Ward is out there. He's with the Orioles. He's a right-handed hitting outfielder. So it'll be interesting to see. But the other thing that's really popular around baseball and what people are looking for, starting pitching. If everybody is looking for a reliable starter, and you have tons of teams that are out there and are interested in finding somebody that can be a ready-made, let's go out and do it. I'm looking at it just at a glance. There's at least half a dozen teams looking for starting pitching. Can you go out there and would you be willing to trade somebody that you haven't really signed? Emerson Hancock's a funny name because he's really just made his major league debut, and this is his first season as a full-time starter in this lineup, doing great. You have 4 years of team control with him.
But again,
he's the same age. He came up at the same time as Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, who you have not signed to extensions. You have Luis Castillo at the back end of his career. How much he has left, hard to determine, but he has been a reliable pitcher in this league for a decade, and has been really, really good. Would you be willing to give up Bryce Miller or Brian Wu? And what could you get back?
And it helps you solve a problem of, I have 6, I have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Sure.
Maybe let's get someone out.
But that's where it gets interesting. Blue Jays looking for starting pitching. The A's looking for starting pitching. The Mets looking for starting pitching. The Padres looking for starting pitching. The Braves looking for starting pitching. You've got teams that are either going to go into rebuild mode, and you can give them one of your younger guys and do something with like that and see what happens. But there are some teams, and this is where I go back to what I said before the break. If Jerry Dipoto is looking for a buyer-buyer swap, Padres got some bats that might be interesting.
They've got a few.
The Braves got any young players that can swing the bat that might make it interesting?
A bunch.
Are they both looking for starting pitching? Are they both in contention right now? And might be, hey, this is something that could be advantageous for both of us. There are some really, really intriguing trade partners out there if you look at it from that standpoint. Do I want the Mariners to trade away one of these 6 starters? I don't know. If they do it to get a big bat back, okay, I'm listening. It's a fascinating year because you're coming off of the best season that your team's ever had. There's plenty of teams that have made a complete reversal, some in the wrong direction, some in the right direction. There are teams that were absolutely lighting it up, like your New York Yankees, and because of injuries and because of, I don't know, just inconsistency, they have kind of fallen off. There are teams that are big surprises, Marlins, Rays, the Red Sox recent surge. A few years ago, 2 years ago, the Tigers decided to sell at the trade deadline and then made one of the more historic runs that we've ever seen.
The White Sox are on a run right now.
They are. Baseball is in a good spot, and there are a lot of names out there. We talked about this, yesterday or the day before, 36 first-time or 32 first-time All-Stars this year, whatever the number.
I believe it was 36 or 39.
We'll go 36 then. We'll use what we have of memories. 6 we both had. We'll eliminate the ones that only one of us had.
42 is the record, which was done in 2024.
Yes. But either way, there's a lot of young players out there that guys are going to hold on to. Does that make veterans more available? You would think it would.
Guy like Paul Goldschmidt ends up in pinstripes. It's the way we like to see it some days.
Is it? Remind me what Paul Goldschmidt has done for the last month in baseball.
Tough month, but when Aaron Judge is in the lineup, it's a lot harder.
It is certainly a lot easier. Ask Juan Soto about that, if it's easier to hit in front of Aaron Judge. But Aaron Judge not in that lineup. And the last time I checked in on Paul Goldschmidt, he was on an 0 for 30 streak. So, speaking of your pinstripes, I saw this. Maybe let me see if I can find this again. Your boy, Cody Bellinger, was the MVP. And I mentioned that Ben Rice had a RBI. Now I need to find this. Can you recall when the last time 2 Yankees had RBIs in the same All-Star game?
It had to have been Robbie Cano and Derek Jeter.
I don't think so. I got to find this.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was definitely not that, because that I would have remembered. When was the last?
Did Jorge ever have an RBI in an All-Star game? My best guess would be that it was Jeter, A-Rod, Posada,
Okay.
A-Rod, Jeter. Or maybe even Teixeira in there.
Nope. It's definitely not those.
Is it Hideki?
Nope. Keep trying to guess, and I'll keep trying to find it. Why can I not find this?
Going back, could it be Bernie?
So the last time, so this is
There's
20.
no way it went all the way back to Reggie Jackson.
This is 2026. Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger both had RBIs in the same All-Star game. They were recorded in the first inning. So the last time two Yankees had an RBI in the same All-Star game was 1962. Roger Maris and Tom Tresh. Before that, 1948, Joe DiMaggio and Vic Racci. Joe Gordon, they did it twice in the 40s. DiMaggio and George Selkirk did it in the 30s. Bill Dickey, Lou Gehrig, and Red Rolfe did it in 37. Lefty Gomez and Babe Ruth did it in 1933. That's your Yankees stat for the day. How do you like that? Doesn't that, like, as a Yankees fan, doesn't that just blow your mind?
That's a crazy one. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think, like, how many times have you had half a dozen Yankees in the All-Star game? They had to have had RBIs. Not only did they have two last night, they had them in the first inning. And Ben Rice looked terrible in the home run derby. Only guy not to hit it at least 430 feet. You're like, he's not going to do anything. But they go and get him in the first inning. You're checking my stat, aren't you? You don't believe me.
Well, it's because Robinson Cano was the All-Star MVP in 2017 when he played for the Mariners.
Yeah.
And that year, Gary Sanchez and Starlin Castro were both All-Stars.
Well, did they have RBIs?
Cano did.
Well, yeah.
But Cano played for the Mariners.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a really shocking one.
Yeah, I mean, just think of all the great lineups that you had. I mean, you went through, 3 or 4, so... Yeah, sorry it took me so long to find that, but I saw it earlier today. I should have put it on there just to rub that in for you, but we got to it. And
if you look at the 2017 All-Star game, most of these guys played for the Yankees.
How many times have most of the All-Stars played for the Yankees? Go back to that run they had where they won the World Series every year for a decade at the end of the 90s, early 2000s. I mean, they just went and bought talent that were automatic write-ins to the All-Star game. They never did it. 1962, 62 to 26 since they've done that. And Bellinger, a replacement All-Star, ends up winning MVP because of a first-inning single, and those are the two guys to do it. Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger will not stand up to the Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth combos that are in here. They don't exactly fit that mold. So, yeah, pretty funny that that's the case.
2017 reserves, Paul Goldschmidt, DJ LeMahieu, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton.
Were any of them Yankees at that point? Stanton?
None of them were Yankees at that point.
Okay, so Stanton was still
in Miami.
He was the first one to go. Yeah, it's kind of a wild stat for you. But you know what we should do? We should get back into the NFL. I've still got tight ends and edge rushers. We've got 2 more in the top 100. We'll keep taking a look at the NFL through the lens of a young man who is obsessed with football. Every player has been ranked in his mind. The entire league, 1 through how many players are there in the league? 1,037. Casey's got them all ranked. We'll see how his list look compared to the ones of the experts. We will do that after we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
Well, while we've been chatting up a lot of baseball, we've got a World Cup match that's going live.
Yeah,
First
we do.
on the fan, England is on the board. They scored in the 55th minute coming out of the first half as Anthony Gordon got on the board for England. England now leads 1-0 over Argentina in the 71st minute as we've just entered a hydration break in Atlanta Stadium in Georgia.
I didn't see the goal. I got too excited about the baseball trade deadline. How dare I as a sports fan? But congratulations to me as an American. Am I right?
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of dirt.
you're looking for something to do and somewhere to watch this World Cup game that is going on right now, I'm confident that the guys of the firm are out at Goal PDX ready to hang with you. I know Dusty Hare is out there with them as well. There are plenty of representatives from Odyssey Portland. So if you're looking for a fun place to watch the final 15 or more minutes of this contest. Right now, England has the 1-0 lead. What was it, 51st minute, 55th minute?
77th.
No, it is now. When did they score?
55th.
55th minute, they got the goal. Argentina has been trying their best to get it past the English goalkeeper, but he's got a couple nice saves in the last handful of minutes. So if you want to go watch the end of the game, Goal PDX, go check it out over on the east side. And the fan is still ready to have shots with you. So go find Patrick Harris and get drunk with him and watch soccer. Because Dusty is out there, he's going to actually join us tomorrow to talk some college football. We'll get some Duck insight from our Duck Insider before Duck Insider actually returns on August 3rd. But we need to get back into the NFL right now because this isn't real football. We love ourselves some real football. Here's the thing. It's hard to keep up with list season. Oh, another nice try there for Argentina. They are being aggressive. Okay. I've got 3 lists. These are executives, scouts, and coaches taking player groups and making their top 10 selections. I have for you your choice: tight ends, edge rushers, or released today, wide receivers.
Give me the edge rushers.
Edge rushers. All right. So if anybody is just joining us and hasn't been playing along with Casey all week, Casey is obsessed with making lists. He is somebody that plays fantasy football with defensive players selected. He's trying to get this all right. We've got the NFL players voting for their top 100. You've made that list, and you've been trying to compare your results to these. Would you like me to start with number 10, young man?
Hit me with it.
Number 10, Denver Broncos, Nick Benito is your number 10 edge rusher. Where do you have him on your list?
I have him at 8.
At 8, all right, so a little bit lower on this. Let's go New York Giants, number 9, Brian Burns.
I had him at 7.
All right. There's something amiss with your list. You're off by a couple, but you got them going so far. San Francisco 49ers, Nick Bosa at number 8.
I have him off the list because he has not stayed healthy.
Oh, so just for health rankings. All right.
Again, all the guys in my top 10 have not missed games.
Okay. How many games last year did he play? A torn ACL, second of his career last year. So
the fact that it's the second, that one. That's the reason I kept him off the list.
Played only three games last year. Okay. Yeah. Hey.
I have him as the 15th best edge rusher.
15th best edge rusher. All right. Well, on the list at number 7. I mean, you have to be happy because he's one of your guys. T.J. Watt is the 7th best edge rusher in the NFL, according to executives, coaches, and scouts, published by ESPN. Now try to yell at me, and I'll try to take the other side of this.
How can you possibly have a former record holder not in the top 5? He's consistently not. Again, consistently the best at the position. There's only one guy who beats him in every stat.
He did have
that guy's the defensive player of the year.
Well, I will say T.J. Watt did pass the defensive player of the year in the most collapsed lungs last year, so he was ahead of him in that stat. So maybe it's funny because the arguments.
6 other guys ahead of him don't have as nearly the same stats.
All right.
T.J. Watt's got more TFLs. Better pass rush rate.
Yeah.
He's got more sacks.
All right.
It just makes no sense.
How much better is T.J. Watt than number 6, Danielle Hunter?
He's a lot better than Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's great. Danielle Hunter has been fantastic ever since he's been in Minnesota. I have him at 4 on the list, behind T.J. Watt.
Okay, number 4 on the list. Aiden Hutchinson of the Detroit Lions
what
at number 5.
Please tell me what Aiden Hutchinson has done in his 4 years in the league that T.J. Watt hasn't whopped all over the floor.
Second in pressures, 63rd. Third in QB hits at 35. Tied for second in forced fumbles with 4. And fourth in sacks with 14.5. A complete performance coming off of a serious leg injury that cost him almost his entire 2024 campaign. His 950 snaps last year were first among defensive linemen. How about that? Is that something?
No.
Googling. All right. Well, number 4 on the list, also better than TJ Watt, is Max Crosby for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep, I like that pick.
Okay.
That's where I have my list goes TJ Watt, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby. So those two being right next to each other, that fits.
So where do you have Will Anderson, who's at number 3 on this list?
Will Anderson at number 2.
Oh, you do have him at number 2. Oh, so I thought you had TJ Watt at number 2.
I have TJ Watt at number 3.
3. Okay. So Will Anderson, dude, that force of nature that defensive line is on both edge spots with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. Here's my question though.
Then why do they don't have better stats than TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith?
Well, because they have to share them. But I know that Highsmith has to do too. But this is not the argument that I'm trying to make. Is how much benefit do you get from having another guy on the other edge too? That's I guess my argument. Yep. To have two guys that are both here in the top 6, obviously you're going to benefit from that because who do you double team in that? This goes back to the Myles Garrett trade where when I initially saw it, my eyes almost fell out of my head because thinking of what it would look like with Jared Verse on one side But that's what they have. That's the benefit they have. But because Verse was in as part of that trade, it's obviously less intimidating. This one gets me interested in your response. Number 2, Micah Parsons.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
All right.
He's the stats. Just look at numbers. You can take optics and take this out for the other. Well, Micah Parsons might not be playing the first 5 weeks of the season this year because of his torn ACL.
Yeah, Micah Parsons finished second in pass rush win rate at 24.6, despite facing double teams on 37% of the time, nearly 8% percentage points higher than the next closest player. So more double teams went to Micah, and this goes to the Houston Texans argument, right? If he's being double teamed more often than even Myles Garrett, that's first of all, that's a front office problem for Green Bay.
Yep.
They spent a lot of money to go. Well, they spent a lot of assets to go get him, and then spent a lot of money to re-sign him.
They also got rid of Rashawn Gary, their best defensive tackle, and what have we seen? Well, a defensive tackle, when you have a really good guy in the middle, it makes the edges a lot stronger.
Yeah, well, so there you have those are the numbers. You asked for numbers. 8 percentage points higher.
How many sacks? How many sacks did he have last week?
I don't have his sack number right here. Parsons is one of 5 players in the NFL history to total at least 65 sacks through their first 5 seasons, joining Derek Thomas, J.J. Watt, Reggie White, and T.J. Watt. And TJ Watt. So 315 pressure. Hey, listen, I'm not the one. Don't get smarmy with me. You keep doing this where you're trying to get smarmy with me. All I'm doing is presenting the evidence from the executives, the coaches, and the scouts. Micah Parsons is an absolute freak.
So the evidence says that TJ Watt is the guy.
Listen, you can make your argument,
but they want to put him at 7.
I just don't need you to go all smarmy. Number 1, of course, is Myles Garrett, who is changing scenery, going from Cleveland to Los Angeles. So not only is he going from a worse franchise to a better franchise, from a worse uniform to a better uniform, to a worse supporting staff to a better supporting staff, both coaches and players around him, and an offense on the other side of the ball. I'm still, like I said, frightened to see what we will get from Myles Garrett in a Los Angeles Rams uniform. Thank the Lord, it is not Jared Verse on the other side of that. Some honorable mentions that are on this list.
The guy that we've been
Number
mentioning.
11, Jared Verse, if it were to go that way. Trey Hendrickson is an honorable mention. Josh Hines Allen for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Guys that received any votes, Trayvon Walker, Jalen Phillips, Montez Sweat, Latua Lotu, Nick Herbig, and Alex Highsmith.
Interesting. I have both of them on as the honorable mentions as well.
Okay, what was your full list?
My full list was Myles Garrett at 1, Will Anderson at 2, TJ Watt at 3, Danielle Hunter at 4, Max Crosby at 5, Micah Parsons at 6, Brian Burns at 7, Nick Bonito at 8, Aiden Hutchinson at 9, Montez Sweat at 10, at 11, Jared Verse, 12, Nick Herbig, 13, Alex Highsmith, 14, Cam Jordan, 15, Thule,
Yeah. Low two.
pass rusher from the Chargers.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So there you go. There you have it, kids. That is your list of pass rushers. We will not have time to get into tight ends and wide receivers, but guess what? Got another show tomorrow. Let's just
Amen to that.
let's see how you're feeling, my friend, on the next two names on the NFL Top 100. Not my list, as voted on by players. We'll make that comparison. Excuse me. Next, when we continue the bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. According to my limited soccer knowledge, the clock on the scoreboard reads 90 minutes and 15 seconds. The little +9 next to it and the 9 that was held up on the official's number pad suggests that there is a minimum of 99 minutes of bonus time. But the big change to the scoreboard is that it is now 1-1. Argentina with an equalizer just a couple minutes ago. So now you've got a chance to go into bonus time. Wait. No, we're in what is it? Stoppage time. And then we have a chance to go to extra time, which is 2 15-minute periods. And then, of course, PKs would be after that. But this game is tied up. So if you're not watching the World Cup and you want to go and watch some stoppage time, you want to go watch some extra time, if we get there, go to Goal PDX. If you've got time, if you're getting out of work right now, go over there. Hang out with the fan. The Firm did their show live from there. They're going to be hanging out there all day. I know Dusty's over there, and people have been migrating that direction all day from the Fan. Get over there. We'll just continue to watch it right here. Did that go off the post? Woo-hoo! We got a game, man.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I might be ahead of you.
Oh, yes, you are.
And Argentina has just taken the lead 2-1 in the 92nd minute. Cross from Messi. Wow, that was a sweet one.
Told you Argentina's
We're getting
been
intense
aggressive.
now.
Well, now you get a 2-1 lead. England was up 1-0 since the 55 minute, and you get into the 80th minute. And
At least 7 more minutes of extra time to play.
stoppage time. Not extra time.
Stoppage time.
Stoppage time.
Thank
Then you have extra time. I know, it's very confusing.
Very confusing.
We're all learning together. So yeah, Argentina with the 2-1 lead, and we'll see what happens from here. Yeah, you have one save. I think you had one off the post, and then a cross and a header. I mean, it was quite the little flurry from Argentina.
And I believe that was Martinez with the goal on the assist from Messi.
Oh, just over. There you go. Which Martinez? El Martinez? It's probably Luke. All right, let's go to our top 100 players.
Lautaro.
Nobody. Oh, really? It wasn't Luke? I don't think anybody wants to listen to us break down soccer as much as I have. I do have to say, congratulations to whoever is working the camera and found this kid that is absolutely in tears cheering for Argentina, about to lose his mind. The fan reactions in the World Cup have been just gold.
And the kid reaction, I'm watching an
I know,
80-year-old man in
I
tears.
just saw him. I don't know how far ahead you are, just a couple seconds, but yeah. All right, so let's go to the top 100. We are in the 70s. All players listed from here on out are better than Lamar Jackson at football based on the player vote. Lamar Jackson was at 69, and we are up to number 66. This is a wide receiver that only played 12 games last year, but had 68 receptions, 919 yards, 3.5 yards per reception, 7 TDs. He plays for the Atlanta Falcons, and his name is Drake London. Appropriately rated, overrated, underrated. Casey?
I think properly rated. I had him a lot higher on the list.
Okay, but you're not mad at it?
Yeah, because of his ask. For the Falcons, I think he's really their only receiving threat for 8 weeks of the year until Kyle Pitts wants to come and play at the second half.
He was great in the second half, by the way.
But on my list, I have these two players exactly right next to each other.
So you looked ahead. You're not supposed to look ahead,
No.
you rotten cheater.
This isn't me looking ahead. This is me going at 50 and 49, not where they're listed at 65 and 66.
Yeah.
But at 50 and 49, I have Drake London and the next guy on this list.
Well, yes, but you already know who the next guy is on the list. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Stop looking ahead. You filthy, rotten cheater. You cannot resist cheating.
You're what the French call les incompetents. What?
Inside linebacker, 15 games, only 130 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, a fumble recovery, and a TD. Plays for the Baltimore Ravens, a guy named Roquan Smith. One of your favorite players to play against, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a nightmare to play against. That's why he's very good. He's on. I have him just below Patrick Mahomes on this list.
Oh, how about
so
that?
I have him
You have him a little higher than the players have rated him. There's certain teams that always seem to have a menacing linebacker. The Bears forever, the
Who's the
Ravens.
guy with the Bears forever?
Which one? Pick one.
Roquan Smith.
Yeah, this is the point that I bring up, but I'm saying going back through history, and then you have now the lineage of the Terrell Suggs and the Ray Lewis, and the Ravens have become very much the linebacker destination, hence the Roquan Smith comparison there when you go from Singletary, Urlacher, pick your era of linebackers that you love.
Trevathan.
Yeah, but again, go a million times. All right, we're looking at, what do we have? 3 minutes left in stoppage time, maybe a little bit more. England's going to need to pick something up if they're going to do it. We're going to sit back and try to watch this before we get into the normal shenanigans of Happy Hour. We will do that next. You're listening to Happy Hour Bonus Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the MLB All-Star Game was last night, featuring some dominant pitching from the American League as the AL defeated the NL 4-0 in a 15-strikeout shutout. Cody Bellinger was named your All-Star Game MVP as he finished the game 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on a 2-out single up the middle in the first inning. Over to the World Cup as we are entering the final moments of the semifinal match today. Lionel Messi and Argentina currently lead 2-1 over Harry Kane and England. The last time England and Argentina faced off was back in 2002, as the winner of this match will take on Spain in the World Cup final. Your Portland Timbers are back in action on the road tomorrow night as they will take on Seattle for a 7:30 kickoff. You can catch all of tomorrow's coverage right here on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM when pregame coverage kicks off at 6:30. And finally, it's Open Championship week here on The Fan. Golfers are prepping to tee off at Royal Birkdale Golf Club in Southport, England tomorrow morning. Scotty Scheffler, he comes in as your outright betting favorite, followed by Rory McIlroy, then Matt Fitzpatrick. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is
Got to be any second now. Your World Cup semifinal match between Argentina and England should go final here any second. Again, I don't exactly understand how this stoppage time works. Is it official?
Just went final.
It is final. Argentina, after trailing 1-0 for most of the second half, scored 2 goals, one in the sometime in the
85th and 92nd minute.
85th and 92nd minute. They win 2-1 and will advance to play Spain. But that interrupted my normal intro, so we'll do it right now for you. Hey, kids, happy Hot Dog Day to all you. Yes, not Franks and Beans, just happy Hot Dog Day, Casey. Just hot dogs, just Franks, no beans. Happy Hot Dog Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for joining our little happy hour. Hope you enjoyed the bonus hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker, is National Hot Dog Day the same day as National Orange Chicken Day? And this is what you got. Use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the text. Use the chat. Share your thoughts. Ask questions. Solicit advice. Or answer me this, dear listeners. Hot dog or orange chicken? Lowercase. You're not allowed to say depends on the situation. Just give me the first answer that pops into your head. Hot dog or orange chicken?
Break some veins!
You know I'm going with the dogs.
Oh, that is the correct answer. All right. It's got to be, right? Okay. I don't know how they decide on what these national holidays are. And usually I try to pick the one that fits the show best. And I don't want to get into the hemming and hawing. Usually we'll just mention it and move right on. How did orange chicken get the disrespect to be put as by far the secondary food on the same day as hot dog? That is orange chicken, very okay. I don't know that I've ever had really bad orange chicken, but I don't know that I've ever had really good orange chicken. Orange chicken is what you get for your kids when they're like, I don't like Chinese food. Try this. It's candy chicken. And everybody goes, that's pretty good. But you can only take about 5 bites, and then you're like, why don't you give me something that has some, actual, umami flavor, some salt, thank you, and then I can actually eat it. So you got to mix it with something else. Get some of that chow mein or lo mein or whatever it is and mix it in there because it's a little too sweet. But, man, the hot dog, we've talked a lot about hot dogs.
Consistent.
Versatile. That is the answer right there. Sorry, I get a little emotional thinking about this, but we used to have a very good relationship with Big Fat Wieners, and they put everything on their dogs. And our friends at Big Fat Wiener no longer have their food truck. Sorry, it's very tough. to get through this. But when they were out at the Fan Golf Classic, if you ever got a chance to get one of those, they'd put a whole nother sandwich on top of the hot dog.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You get basically you get a hot dog and then they pour a Philly cheesesteak on it. There's places all over the country that do this. But you go to the places where they just make the dog the way they make the dog and you have the dog the way they make the dog, you're going to do pretty well. Chicago dog might be my favorite, but you know what? The more I have the Seattle dog.
The Seattle dog is unbeatable.
Right? Have you ever had a good Chicago dog, though?
I've had a few good Chicago dogs.
Do you like
the second I got put onto the Seattle dog, I never went back.
Yep. It's the Seattle dog is I get one every time I go to a Mariners game now, and it's just chef's kiss.
Every time.
Get that cream cheese and the grilled, the caramelized onions. I mean, the whole thing. It's too good. But you can dress a dog 1,000 ways, and I wouldn't be mad at that. It's versatile. That's what it is. It's not the dog itself. It's the versatility. But you got to admit, there's something about what the dog stands for, too. Is there a more American food? Is there a more overprocessed, less you want to know about how it was actually made, and just give it to me, I'll shove it in my face. American product than a hot dog.
I genuinely don't think there is any more American food than the hot dog.
It's hard to beat. I don't really have an opinion on this. Hot dog, is it or is it not a sandwich?
I'm going to go with no.
Okay. Is a hamburger a sandwich?
Hamburger's a sandwich.
Hamburger's a sandwich. Hot dog, not a sandwich.
Hot dog's it's more of a roll.
But it's not. Especially when you put a Philly cheesesteak on top of it or a carne asada sandwich or you put like whatever. Again, there's places where you can go and they will just cover it. It becomes a chili dog or whatever. All the different versions of it. It's pretty good.
I used to go get my chili dogs at the Home Depot. So there was a...
Oh, yeah?
At my Home Depot...
A lot of Home Depots would have the dogs out front. I haven't seen those in a while.
I used to think that it was a Home Depot staple. So when I went to other states and hung out with, homies from out of town, they were all very surprised when I said, you want to go to Home Depot for some chili dogs.
Yeah, I don't remember chili dogs. I definitely remember hot dogs out in front of the Home Depot. And the other day I went through there and they were grilling something up. What a way to sell a grill. Just sit out there and just smoke meat on a Traeger or whatever it is, and I walk by and it's just wafting. I looked over at the guy.
Sign me up.
Whew. I was on an in and out trip, so I was going quick. But I didn't stop and slow down. But whatever I walked by, I was like, damn, that smells good. Like, listen, scent advertising? How's that not a thing? If you're at Home Depot, you should be cooking something up on every apparatus you have in that store.
Say, what do they do at Disneyland where they just start pumping the cookie smell into the vents?
Yeah, they do. I mean, Disney's ahead of the game on all that stuff.
To be fair, if they didn't pump it, you'd smell everything else.
That's another thing. The hotel move. It's you have your signature scent, but is it the DoubleTree that has the chocolate chip cookies when you check in? Woo-hoo. If there's a DoubleTree and there's another hotel at the same price, and I'm like, one smells like cookies, one doesn't.
Give me the cookies.
Cookie smell pretty damn good. Hot dog smell not quite as good, but definitely a slap in the face to orange chicken by being put on the same day. You can't compete. I'm sorry. Orange chicken, zero versatility.
Zero versatility.
Zero versatility. I'm glad we settled that. That works out good. I'm glad you didn't get... I shouldn't have even done that. I asked you to put a correct and an incorrect answer for the game show sound effects just so I had them to make sure you did it right. We'll definitely need to improve, though, because, I mean, we can do a little better than that. We'll work on the imaging. I apologize to you, the listener. I asked Casey to do something, and that's what you get. But with that all said, let's go ahead and do some, in case you missed it. In case you missed it, newly acquired Brown defensive end Jared Verse is already showing some world-class theatrical range when asked about Cleveland's quarterback competition between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. Verse deadpanned that he sees, quote, two elite quarterbacks battling out. It's a real shame that Cleveland traded him away from Los Angeles. With acting skills like that, he could easily be the next O.J. Simpson. I mean, O.J. was great in The Naked Gun. Did you ever see the series First and 10? Not to mention trying to put on that glove in that trial for double homicide that he absolutely committed. He's a great actor. I'm just saying the acting skills. Got a laugh and a groan. That's the kind of response I was looking for with that. In case you missed it, Hilton Grand Vacation has officially fired an employee who sent a racist DM to the Aces star Chelsea Gray after Sunday's game. It's great to see the Hilton taking a zero-tolerance stance on hate speech. They are sending a clear message company-wide that says there is absolutely no excuse for racial harassment, no matter how elite you are at folding poolside towels and portioning out the complimentary frozen grapes. Get out of here with that. We don't. What is that groan? Can I tell you a quick frozen grape story? When I worked in hotels, I was a manager at the front desk. We had to interview this gal. And it got so weird. This was the first time I'd used Skype. And we're sitting there talking to this woman in Florida. She said frozen grapes so many times that me and the other guy that we're interviewing started making a tally mark. Well, what are your responsibilities for the day? Well, I put out the pool towels, and then I put out the frozen grapes. We started making check marks. She said frozen grapes 17 times during an interview. So that joke...
That's way too many.
Yeah. I actually think firing him kind of soft. I genuinely think the real punishment for this guy should have been making him sit through one of the Hilton's timeshare presentations. I think that actually might have been worse. All right, we move on. In case you missed it, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver warned that negotiations for the $600 million Moda Center renovation has gone off track, amplifying local fears that the Trailblazers could eventually relocate. Please, come on, Portland. This city absolutely cannot lose the Portland Trailblazers. I really can't go back to pretending to like college football. I just can't do it. I need the Blazers to stay. The NBA has some incredibly stupid rules, very little actual authority, and a bunch of overpaid millionaires who want to escape from Portland the second their contract allows it. I get it. But college football has absolutely zero rules, zero oversight, and a bunch of overpaid 19-year-olds who can pack up their locker and transfer schools in the middle of the third quarter during a TV timeout. I cannot go. I am begging you, just pay for the arena. Let me keep my little dysfunctional 12-man roster that is overpaid underachievers. I absolutely cannot go back to 130 different teams with 115 dysfunctional players each, especially when half of them are named Jackson, Jalen, or Jaden. It's too much for me. Please save the Blazers. That's all I'm saying. In case you missed it, Adam Silver also said that the league's investigation of Kawhi Leonard's alleged salary cap cheating must be wrapped up before the season begins, which currently is blocking a blockbuster trade from Kawhi Leonard going from the Clippers to the Toronto Raptors. Honestly, let's just skip to the end of this. Adam Silver, just slap a minor fine on Kawhi Leonard, let the trade go through, and pretend that you actually solved the problem. Then Kawhi's publicist can draft a generic apology. Kawhi can disappear to Canada, and then when reporters eventually asked him about the scandal, his programmers can install a firmware update that generates a simulation of actual human regret. It'll be perfect, and we can move on. And it doesn't matter what you do to Steve Ballmer. He has more money than the league and will scream nonsense like a maniac whether the decision goes for him or against him. So just do it. Maybe what we should do is just fine Ballmer the $600 million and force him to pay for the Moda Center renovations. Maybe we can just do that. That I think solves everything for everybody. We're all happy that way. And finally, in case you missed it, even though LeBron James is opting out of his Lakers option to sign with a new team, Bronny James is staying in Los Angeles and has a guaranteed roster spot with the Lakers. I actually love this move. It shows that Bronny is finally ready to make it on his own, and LeBron is clearly ready to become the first player in NBA history to dunk so violently on his own child that he'll somehow become a grandfather in 9 months. I cannot wait to see those guys play head-to-head. It'll be fantastic. All right, thanks to our studio audience. Next, a date is set for the Seahawks sale. Let the trade line frenzy begin. And does your pet like beer? All of that next in the Daily Buzz. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan is live.
All right, well, the Seattle Seahawks officially have a date for the vote to see if their new ownership will go into place. A special meeting on August 26th where the owners are expected to vote in the Kosla family to lead to a $9.6 billion purchase of the Seattle Seahawks. They only need to get 24 of the 32 votes for that to go through, but because the Koslas are part owners of the San Francisco 49ers, you imagine the vetting process will go very smoothly.
The Buzz.
We should probably get in a little note about the earlier World Cup matchup. We just saw Argentina score 2 goals late, 85th and 92nd minute after England finally got on the board in the 55th minute. There was a first half of 0 scoring. If you listened to The Firm earlier today, the big soccer fans didn't get to see any of the action, and happy hour got it all. The bonus hour was a bonus hour. We got to enjoy every little bit of that game. Do we know what actually happened? Nah, let's be honest. We really don't know what was going on, but we did see the ball hit the back of the net 3 times. Argentina will advance to take on Spain. That game will be on Sunday. Then the world can go back to whatever they were doing before the World Cup started, and America could go back to pretending that we don't know anything about soccer and pretend we care again in 4 years, which will be great.
The Buzz.
Well, the seal has been broken, and the trade deadline feels like it's officially underway. The National League Central leading Brewers have made a trade for Lance McCullers Jr., and they're picking up lefty Colton Gordon from the Houston Astros. McCullers has spent his entire career with the Astros. This year, a 6.51 ERA. $85 million guarantee on his contract. So not exactly a bargain, but the Brewers trying to make a push and figure out if they can figure out the formula to go from great regular season to postseason success. They have been, if you look over the last decade, the Brewers might have the best regular season record in baseball. If not, it's close to it, but they get into the postseason, they've not been able to figure out that formula. So let's get a guy that's gone out and, been part of a World Series team or two and see if that helps us at all.
The Buzz.
Oh, this will be music to your ears, young lowercase. In all the talks that we got around the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, White Sox slugger Munetaka Murakami expressed a desire to stay with Chicago long-term despite deflecting questions about a formal contract extension. He said he would like to stay on the south side of Chicago for the foreseeable future. So good news for you and White Sox fans out there, man. The White Sox have been one of those surprise stories. What was it, 2 years ago that they were chasing down the record for the worst regular season in the history of baseball?
And they're 17-game losing streak at one point.
They're right in the thick of it this year, fighting for the crown in the American League Central.
The Buzz.
We officially are starting to unveil the NHL schedule, including the Stanley Cup champion and the Tom Dundon-owned Carolina Panthers, part of a 5-game slate on opening night. The Panthers and Hurricanes will take each other on. These are your last 2 Cup winners. I guess it's your last 3 because the Panthers won back-to-back. Canadiens and Maple Leafs, Rangers, Bruins, Canucks, Oilers, and the Blackhawks and Golden Knights all will be on the opening night for the NHL coming back. They're also going to add a couple games to the season. It's going to be an 84-game season for the NHL. So get ready for that next season.
The Buzz.
And finally, does your pet like beer?
I do have a dog that if you leave a cup around with an open lid, she'll drink out of it any day.
Well, the Oregon Humane Photo Contest is actually an opportunity to get a local dog or cat, guinea pig, parrot, rabbit, whatever it is, on the label of a beer. The 2006 Beer Label Contest is open now, giving you a chance to be spotlighted on a can of Spotlight Brewing's Drinking Buddy West Coast IPA. So if you are a Portland resident and you've got an adorable pet, you can go on to, let's see what this link goes to. I believe it is on the Oregon Humane Society website, and you can go there and find your chance. There's a $10 entrance fee. That fee will go to support animals at the Humane Society. The contest is open now. It opened just a couple days ago, and the voting will close on July 7th. July 27th. The contest will end at 11 p.m. So get your pictures in now, and you can have your pet on a can of beer.
That's pretty cool.
Drinking Buddies IPA. How good is that?
I like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm watching some of these highlights from this soccer game, man. What an effort. These guys, just absolute agony. And now you've got, again, Argentina with a chance to repeat as World Cup champions. Lionel Messi had an assist in there. Does that put him tied with Mbappe for the Golden Boot right now? Is that 3 assists, 8
I believe
goals?
he has more goals than Mbappe at the moment.
Oh, all right. Well, you've got a hell of a matchup. The number 2 seed, I believe, in the entire tournament, and the number 3 seed going in. So you've got Spain, Argentina on Sunday. We've got the MLS returning to action because none of the players, other than Messi, I guess, plays in the MLS. But we got the Timbers going to action.
They are now deadlocked.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
8 goals, 3
and
assists.
3 assists.
Yeah. Look at me. Questioning my soccer knowledge is probably the correct move. So thank you for doing that for all of our listeners. I appreciate you. The second you looked back at me with a inquisitive look, I was like, damn it, I'm wrong. But I was right. Look at that. We're going to get into the subtext. That's where we listen to press conference audio. We try to read the minds of the speakers, see if we can discern anything about the future from doing that. We will do that right after we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
This sports update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. A great spot for any occasion. And don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com.
10% off the Butcher Shop when you order in. Be responsible, folks. Have a steak and then get another one to cook at home. Just pay attention.
First on the Fan, Alvin Kamara will play for the Saints in 2026 on a reworked contract.
Kamara or Kamara?
Kamara was set to make up to $11.5 million in base salary this season, although the Saints renegotiated his contract for salary cap purposes early in March. In addition, the $3 million that he made, the $3 million of that salary became guaranteed last year. The all-time leading rusher for the Saints, most likely not leaving New Orleans.
And he's going to have a running mate in the backfield, Louisiana native Travis Etienne, spelled Etienne. But do not mistake it. Apparently, it's Etienne. But you'll have both those guys in the backfield. So if you can get, Alvin Kamara, or Kamara, what do you call him? Kamara, put him in more advantageous positions where you can spread him out and do what he does as a wide receiver. One of the more versatile, much like the hot dog, one of the more versatile players in the league, and save him some reps, add on to his already great career. Why not, man?
And for more sports scores and stories in 60 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan. But what were they really saying? Let's listen in. Let's listen in. Let's listen in. Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
What type of music you like?
どんな音楽が好きですか？名前がわかんないですけど、ストローキンっていう歌なんです。
Stroking. I like stroking.
Billy Squire.
Stroking to the east. Hey, stroking to the west.
I stroke it to the woman that I love. Yeah.
Stroking.
Let's go.
Yes.
That was Munetaka Murakami on the Pat McAfee show yesterday before he went out in the home run derby a few nights ago, I should say. How is he not the most likable guy in the league right now?
There's a lot of likable guys in the league right now. I know he's not having the best year, but last year we spent more time talking about a guy named Dumper than anybody in baseball. There is guys across this league, I think, that are very easy. Jordan Walker, what he did in the home run derby made him very likable against Kyle Schwarber, who apparently, from every time I hear a story about him, is not only a great ball player with just the workman-like swing, but apparently is like the best dude out there. What he does for the community and beyond baseball. And baseball is in a moment right now where there's so many guys that are so likable and it's so much fun. I talked about it earlier, the Dylan Cease, Shea Langoliers talking to John Smoltz about their pitching decisions during the All-Star game. The personalities are endless. If Major League Baseball screws up this collective bargaining agreement, and we end up having a strike where you get any momentum stoppage in the way that baseball is making what I think is a big comeback right now in America, I will be endlessly upset. This has been so much fun. Munetaka Murakami, among the best personalities in baseball, but you can go through every roster and find a handful of guys that are on that list. We've got a big Amish and a big Dumper right now in baseball. I mean, come on.
Great place to be for a baseball fan.
Great place to be.
I've seen you throwing the football for part of your routine. If you had to pick one player on your team, not named O'Neal Cruz, to get a first down playing for the Steelers, who are you picking?
Braxton Ashcraft, I guess his senior year of high school. In Texas, he led state, I believe, in receiving yards over CeeDee Lamb. So, yeah, I believe that's real. So, Braxton.
That's a great answer. He's huge, by the way. I didn't know how big he was.
An absolute specimen.
Well, you can't say that pitchers aren't athletes. That was Paul Skeens talking about Braxton Ashcraft. Well, I did a little more research.
Oh, yes, please.
Braxton Ashcraft might be the best the best high school wide receiver on paper that I have ever seen.
Oh, do tell.
6'5", 195, and as a junior, he nearly set a national record. The national high school football record for the most receiving touchdowns in a single season is 39. You want to take a guess and see where Ashcraft landed?
Well, no, what I'd like to know is who has that record. Is it a name we know?
It's not a name that we know.
That's remarkable, too, right there.
But he had 37.
37.
And then decided not to play football his senior year.
Well, that is a wild thing. I mean, there's a couple guys that I think were overlooked in the draft that ended up being great, both taken by the Rams. Cooper Kupp was a wide receiver that did not get a lot of respect going into college, played for Eastern
Washington.
Set the Washington State record. Puka Nacua went to University of Washington, went back to BYU, was a 5th-round draft pick. He is a head case, so that's fair, but he led the state of Utah. Anytime you give me these big wide receiver numbers, you can see how it translates to that. Connor Griffin plays shortstop for the Pirates and was on You Got Mossed when he was in high school. The amount of athletes playing baseball is another perfect illustration of what's going on in baseball. Athletes all over the field when you've got 2 guys that could go out and be starting wide receivers for you on the Pittsburgh Pirates. You could probably do some damage if you had to take on the rest of the major leagues in football. I think that the athleticism that we're seeing in baseball is just another reason to prove why it's so good. But the other thing, if you're listening to me, I know that there's plenty of people that want their kids to be another great baseball player and do whatever. If your kid has the talent to be a pro athlete, they're probably going to figure out a way to get there. You can play multiple sports. Put your kids in every opportunity that they can. You know who was a pretty good baseball player and actually liked baseball more than they liked hockey? A guy named Wayne Gretzky. Seeing Brooks Koepka go out and going, I don't watch golf. I'd actually rather play baseball. Your kids will figure it out if they're an elite talent at something. Put as many bats and sticks and paddles and basketballs and footballs and give them every opportunity to play every sport. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Last night was the school board meeting. My daughter went up and made her plea for lacrosse to be kept as a varsity sport in the Evergreen School District. Her and all the other kids that went up there did such a good job. And the argument was never, don't put flag football in there. It was keep lacrosse, add flag football, add more opportunities for girls to play sports in the Evergreen School District. They did an incredible job. Everybody that got up and spoke was really, really good. My daughter killed it. I mean, she was probably the best. But that's neither here nor there. Everything was really good. All kids should have a chance to try as many sports as they possibly can. I was thinking about my own little journey. I ran track and field, wrestled, baseball, basketball, football, underwater basket weaving, cornhole, whatever. I tried absolutely everything. Guess what? I'm a pretty good JV athlete. I wasn't going to make it to the pros. It wasn't by lack of trying. But you put somebody that has the natural talent and you get them into the right sport, you have a better chance of letting them find it than you do going, I'm going to turn you into a great baseball player. And that's another example of that. So sorry for the soapbox, but that's how I feel.
Just to give you a stat line, he had 104 receptions. Guess how many yards he had?
104 receptions, let's say average 20 yards per reception. So I don't know how to do math. What is that, 200 yards?
2,090 yards for his year.
Did I nail it?
Pretty
good.
Nailed it.
Pretty good. I'm just thinking, you put a stud high school, they're getting at least, the only reason he's getting under 20 yards is they're on the 15-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Hey, man, I'm the king of the jungle. Who's the king of the jungle over there? Mbappe or Messi? What you got?
I have Zlatan. What do you mean? I'm on the first place. They are the second and the third one. So if you're king of the jungle, I'm the king of the jungle in football. And he has been outstanding, this Zlatan. His performance has been amazing.
What about
So let's see
Messi? What
two
about
more.
Messi?
Messi is Messi. Messi, we cannot judge. We cannot say nothing because he's above. He's in a different level. So let's see semifinals. They might pass me. But not yet.
Well, Messi is certainly past you now, Zlatan, because, 8 goals and 3 assists.
Still tied with Mbappe.
Still tied with Mbappe. Well, guess what? It'll be more meaningful when Messi gets his 9th. in the World Cup final.
Well, he's certainly tracking him down. Both games really entertaining from a standpoint of getting the matchup that you want. Mbappe not able to do it. He was complaining that the strategy and whatever it was, he was out there kind of whining today because he lost. He's going to have more opportunities at it. This should be the last rodeo, you would think, for Messi, but who knows, and considering what he did, but he gets to play in the final. So if you're trying to pick between those two guys, 1 point for Messi based on what he did today with the assist that led to the win for Argentina, and no stats for Mbappe that I know of in a game where you don't score.
Is there no greater comparison for a 1-to-1 than David Ortiz and Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
I'm going to tell you honestly that I don't know enough about the history of soccer. I know Zlatan is one of your favorites, but David Ortiz is also a guy that only played one side of the game. So he was great. I'm not saying that David Ortiz is not great, but we were watching a guy named Shohei Ohtani not only hit, but he is also pitching. There's plenty of guys that won Gold Gloves and were great hitters, so I cannot put David Ortiz on top of any mountaintop for being just a DH. Great, but there's a lot of great baseball players. So I'm overloaded with great baseball players, and I'm underloaded with great soccer players, so I cannot have this argument at this time.
For you as a quarterback, how do you manage receivers and their happiness and being involved in the offense and all of that stuff?
It's very difficult, and I think that's the only position on offense that requires a lot of extra energy and attention, because the running backs are going to touch the ball. The line, they're going to be engaged in every play. The tight ends, run or pass, you're going to be engaged in every play. It's the receivers who stand, 25 yards from the ball, talking smack with the DB,
the whole time,
trying to figure out, all right, I ran my ass off and didn't get the ball. How do I stay locked in and committed to the team when I don't touch the ball? And it's a hard thing. Like, they're working hard to get the ball and they don't get it. So they get frustrated so easy. And I almost think, like, when I see these NFL off seasons, I swear to God, I think now, like, this is just deja vu. I've been seeing the same since 2000 when I came into the league. This guy gets in trouble, he's arrested. This guy gets cut. This guy gets traded. This guy's unhappy at receiver.
Good. It's every year.
It's like Real Housewives of the NFL. And it's like, it's the same script. The psychology of receiver, I almost want to say, like, you're going to catch 110 balls this year. One game you're going to get 11, and one game you're going to get 3. I can't have you like the happiest guy in the world when you catch 11, or the most miserable guy on the team when you catch 3.
That was Tom Brady talking about, well, there's a new wide receiver in New England right now that has a little bit of issues off the field and issues communicating inside the locker room. How do we feel about the comparison to NFL wide receivers to the Real Housewives of the NFL?
Oh, I can't say that I watch a lot of Real Housewives, but for sure, I mean, you go through all of the drama that you've had with wide receivers over the years. A.J. Brown takes a different approach by grabbing a good book and hanging out on the sideline versus getting his popcorn ready and coming up with ridiculous celebrations at the end.
Or fighting equipment that the kicker uses.
Sure, pick your favorite drama wide receiver. The one thing that I was thinking about through this whole thing is that's why the Seahawks were willing to pay more than anybody has ever paid a wide receiver with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Just in his third year, ends up leading the league in receiving, but apparently no drama whatsoever. Doesn't matter if he catches 1, doesn't matter if he catches 15 balls, targeted 25 times, targeted 5 times. It does not matter to JSN. This is a guy that plays a smooth way of doing things. I'm going to give you another name, and I'm not trying to compare the two by any stretch of the imagination, so don't say that. But the best to ever do it, you never heard him complain at all. Jerry Rice was one of those guys that just went out and had that workman-like style of it. And so if wide receivers wanted to look and find an example of how to do it right, I don't know why that more people don't look up and go, maybe I should be a little more like Jerry Rice a little less like T.O.
Jerry Rice did have issues when him and Tim Brown were the receiving corps in Oakland, where he walked into Gruden's office and said, What you giving up my routes for?
Yes, but he didn't walk out to a press conference and tell the world, and he didn't throw anything on the sideline that I can recall. I may be wrong, but there's a few guys that have done it, quiet and workmanlike, and have done pretty well with it.
And I played that clip to bring up the fact that Dallas Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens, he will officially play on the $27.3 million franchise tender. The last time the Cowboys signed a player tagged for the first time to an extension was Dez Bryant.
There you go. Yeah, well, there apparently no drama with the franchise tags this year, so there's not a single player that is going to dispute or argue, or just a handful of guys going out and playing it. No drama whatsoever
Pickens
around
was
it.
the main person I think people were afraid of him holding out.
Yep.
Now he's playing.
Nope, and we do have a wide receiver list. Do you have George Pickens in your top 10?
Of course I do.
Okay, all right. Of course I do. I mean, it's a head case, and we had to get rid of it. Yeah, I understand. Pittsburgh, I get that. Was that it?
That's all I got.
All right, we will do one more for the road. We'll wrap things up. We do it next. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. If you missed anything from this show, past shows, future shows, find the podcast, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. Casey, what are people saying on the YouTube chats and the text toy that we need to discuss?
Is fried chicken more American than a hot dog?
Fried chicken. No, I think chicken is fried everywhere. I mean, I know that the actual fried chicken itself, the KFC fried chicken, a Southern staple, I feel like you fry pieces of chicken everywhere. I mean, orange chicken is fried chicken with an orange glaze on it. The hot dog, I guess it resembles the brat. I don't know. Fried chicken is close. I'm going to put it as a close second. I don't think I can give it the crown. It's a good challenge, but the hot dog on the 4th of July is the first one that my brain goes to. Fried chicken, though, I'll tell you, if you are showing up, let's say you're a day late for a camping trip, and you're showing up the next day and everybody's been sitting around and cooking stuff on the grill, if you want to show up and be a hero, just bring a box of fried chicken for lunch for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And you are a hero. Because for dinner, maybe everybody goes all out and you cook something on the grill. In the middle of the day on a summer camping trip, everybody's making cold sandwiches. You show up with a box, and you don't buy KFC, and you don't go to Popeyes, and you don't go anywhere. Whatever the last store that sells fried chicken, the local grocery mart that has the fried chicken in the case, grab that, show up with that. You're gonna look pretty good.
I might hit some jacks on the way out of here.
See, there you go. So yeah, this is not an insult, but yeah, I think the hot dog could only happen in America. Fried chicken, close second.
You don't think it could happen anywhere German, anywhere with a lot?
No, because they're not putting what we put in hot dogs.
I'm with you.
They're not putting the spare parts in there. They're trying to make a good quality. They do make blood sausages elsewhere, so I don't want to. I pretend that at least you know what the bad stuff is in a blood sausage. You got that idea? My mom used to say that the liver and onions and blood sausage that Grandpa made himself was always a little bit jarring. So I'm not going to pretend that there's not other terrible foods. I mean, the world is full of people that at one point were starving, then decided that they liked it, and it became a staple. So it is a bizarre culinary experience to travel the world. But the hot dog, I think, number one in America. 55 days, 14 hours, 24 minutes, and 50 seconds until the kickoff to the NFL season. With that, let's go and do... Lowercase, have you seen the movie Michael? Not the John Travolta angel with wings down there trying to, I don't know, fall in love with a human or something. I can't remember what happened in Michael. The MJ, the Michael Jackson biopic. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Neither have I. But guess what? Enough people have that it just crossed the $1 billion worldwide gross number. It is the highest grossing biopic of all time. It had already passed Bohemian Rhapsody as the highest grossing musical biopic of all time, and it just passed Oppenheimer, which was the highest grossing biopic. So now,
is it the best though?
Oh, I haven't seen it, so I cannot speak to that. But I will say the fascination with Michael Jackson. I mean, I have a hunch, based on the mountains and mountains of evidence that he was an awful person and did terrible things. But at the same time, people have this draw to his music that they will forgive themselves for anything that he did and just dive into it. I will never forget. I was in Los Angeles working at the W Hotel the day that Michael Jackson died. And initially what happened was they took him in an emergency vehicle to the UCLA Medical Center, which was right across the street from where I worked. I started checking people in at the front desk where I was a manager. I checked somebody in. There was 80 people left when I started checking somebody in. Checked them in. Next thing I looked at, there was 100 people left to check in. I checked somebody else in. Now there's 115. We filled up the hotel in like 25 minutes once they found out that he was going to UCLA Medical Center. He left and everybody checked out and followed him down to Cedars-Sinai. There was a vigil outside of my wife's work in Encino, which was near his house. There was a vigil all over Los Angeles the whole time. It was absolutely insane. Thank you, Lowercase. Thank you, Isaac Robb. We're all done. For now, bye-bye.